Okay, 5.1 periodic functions homework. So first we're going to state whether each of these functions is periodic. Okay, so when we take a look at A, we see a rise and then a zigzag fall and then a rise again. Okay, rise, zigzag fall, rise. So I would say yes, this one is periodic. We can see that the maximum is consistent, the minimum is consistent, and then the pattern between is consistent as well. Okay, B, this looks like part A of a parabola. Okay, it goes down and then up. Okay, there's no repeating pattern here. I'm going to say no. This is not periodic. Okay, C might fool you because we see there is a pattern and it repeats. However, like the maximum doesn't repeat. So the pattern is that it's kind of like a ball bouncing down. However, it's not at the same height. Okay, so the max and the min have to be the same. The min is definitely the same. It's probably ground level or 0. Okay, but the max isn't the same, so I'm going to say no. This is D, E, and F. Okay, so for D, yes, it zigzags up, but it goes up and up and up and up. It doesn't ever return to the same spot. Okay, to be cyclic, it has to return to the same spot and repeat again. So this is another no. Okay, E, we're actually going to get into more in the next section. E is definitely periodic. Okay, we have a maximum, we have a minimum, and this repeats a curve. So yes. Okay, and then F. We're taking a look at F. We have a maximum here, a minimum, and then between the max and the min, we do have a repeating cycle. Okay, it zigzags up, it zigzags down, zigzags up, zigzags down. I'm going to go with yes. Okay, number 2, if the function is periodic, fill in the missing information. Okay, so A is definitely periodic. Amplitude, so I'm going to actually do equation of axis first. So what's like the middle number? So the top number is 3, the bottom number is -2. So the middle number is 0.5. Okay, so the amplitude, it goes from 0.5 up to 3, and then from 0.5 down to -2. So the amplitude is 2.5. Okay, up 2.5 and down 2.5. The period, because we have arrows on each end, I'm going to assume XER. Okay, and again, this is cyclic, it's periodic, it continues forever. Oh, that's not period, that's domain. Okay, that's domain. Sorry, the period is 1 rotation. So I'm going to go from 2, up, down, back up. So it starts at 0 and it ends at 6. The period is 6. Okay, and the range, we kind of already talked about the max and min values. Okay, so the range goes from -2 all the way up to 3. Okay, B is also periodic. So let's find the equation of axis first. So that's the middle point. So we're going, maximum is 3, the minimum is -6. So down 3 would be 0, up 3 would be 3. I'm going to go -1.5. And I see that this scale is by 1.5. Okay. So the amplitude, if we go from -1.5 up to 3, what we're going to have for the amplitude is 4.5. Okay, and if we go from -1.5 down to -6, again 4.5. Okay, so for the period, we always want to look at like a value that is very distinct. So we can go from a maximum to a maximum. Okay, so this one's the easiest, going from 2, and then we repeat again at 5. So the period here is 3. Okay, domain, we're assuming XER, this cycle continues forever. And then the range, that one's easy because we've already kind of identified our max and min points. Okay, min is -6, max is 3. C. C is periodic, so we're going to go ahead and let's identify the equation of axis first. So our max is 4 and our min is, okay, the scale here is 2, so that's -2. So we can actually, like, as soon as we see -2 and 4, we can actually fill in our range if you wanted to, because we have a max and a min, right? So y is between -2 and 4. Now, what's the number actually between -2 and 4? If we're looking for that average, we could go, well, what's the number between -2 and 4? And then we average it out. So I get 2 over 2, which is 1. So if we actually locate where 1 is on this graph, that's our equation of axis. And we go up 3 to get to 4, and then down 3 to get to -2. Okay, domain, I'm going to throw in an XCR, and then the period. Let's go from the starting point at the maximum, over, down, over, up. Okay, so we go from 2, because this is a scale of 2, 2, 4, 6. I'm going to say that this is 7. Okay, so from 2 to 7, our period is 5. Okay, D, the equation of axis. This is periodic, by the way. Equation of axis, we're going from a max of 4 to a minimum of 0. So let's go range. We go from 0 all the way to 4. The middle number there, that's easy to identify, that's 2. Okay, so the amplitude, if we go from 2 and we go up to the maximum, we go from 2 to 4. Well, that's 2 units. And if we go from the equation of axis down to, again, 2 units, down to the minimum. Okay, the period and domain. So domain, let's just throw in an XCR, okay? And the period, let's go from a maximum, again, to a maximum. So we're going to go from 0 to 8. Our period is 8. Okay, E, our amplitude for E, let's start with the equation of axis. Each of these boxes is 1. So what's the middle number between 1 and 2, or -2, I should say? It's -0.5. If you have to actually do that mathematically, 1 plus -2 over 2, which is -1 over 2. Okay, the amplitude, so going from -0.5 all the way up to 1, we're going to get 1.5. Sorry, and the period, let's go from this minimum to a minimum again, okay? So this minimum occurs at 0, and then it occurs at 3. So let's go ahead with that. Domain, we're going to do XCR. And range, we're going to put in the minimum and the maximum. So the minimum point is -2, the maximum point is 1. Okay, for F, if we take a look at F, F is not periodic. So these characteristics do not exist for it.